was the greatest sensation of existence, not to trust, but to know. Ayn Rand, Atlas Shrugged, 1957. Hello, and welcome to episode 1 of Serene Philosophy. Today I will be discussing the 3 axiomatic concepts of objectivist metaphysics: existence, consciousness, and identity. Let's begin. I will begin by defining the word axiom, as per Ayn Rand's definition. An axiom is, quote, a statement that identifies the base of knowledge and of any further statement pertaining to that knowledge. A statement necessarily contained in all others, whether any particular speaker chooses to identify it or not. End quote. Atlas Shrugged, 50th Anniversary Edition, page 952. An axiom is the starting point of human knowledge. It is a self-evident fact of reality that requires no proof, as it is the fundamental truth upon which all proofs lie. It refutes any attempt to criticize, by the fact that one must first accept it as true in order to attempt to invalidate it. It was Greek philosopher Aristotle who noted that knowledge must have a starting point for 2 specific reasons. If there was no starting point, we would collapse into an infinite regress, which is impossible. Or, our starting points would be arbitrary, rendering our conclusions arbitrary and giving us no way to truly know anything. So, we start as philosophers at the very start, at what we can know. We look to the world around us. We see a great many different things, as well as hear, feel, taste, and so on, which leads us to our first and foundational axiom, the axiom of existence. Ayn Rand's formulation is simply, existence exists. Things exist. There is something. This does not tell us the nature of those many things, or what those somethings are, only that they exist. It does not even tell us if a physical reality exists, only that there is something. This leads us into our second corollary axiom, the axiom of consciousness. Consciousness being the faculty of perceiving or being aware of that which exists. It is important to note that consciousness is not an inherent fact of existence, as it is entirely possible for things to exist in a world without consciousness. But it is inherent in your awareness of existence. There is something that I am aware of. If one had no consciousness, one would have no awareness of anything, and thus no knowledge. The last of the axioms is the axiom of identity. The formulation for such is, A is A. That which exists, exists as something. It has some attributes or qualities that make it what it is. It has a specific nature. Just as we can say it exists, so too we must say it exists as something. To make this point fully clear, try to imagine an entity with no attributes. It is not blue, nor any other color, and it isn't transparent like glass. It isn't tall, nor short, and it isn't any height in between. You should see this is impossible. Existence is identity. They are inseparable, immutable, axiomatic. Now, why do we regard these 3, existence, consciousness, and identity, as axioms? What is their justification? First, these axioms cannot be proven because any attempt to do so requires using them as your starting points. They can be validated being used as the broader of the 2 words, as axioms, but not proven. Proof is a process of deriving a conclusion from a step-by-step process in accordance with logic and reality. Proof presupposes existence, something that exists, and a consciousness capable of knowing it. An attempt to prove the axioms would require it to be done via means of non-existence, of non-consciousness, and of non-identity. A contradiction. Remember, I said that the axioms are the base of human knowledge, which is to mean that all knowledge is hierarchical. To demonstrate, say that you feel angry because your friend took one of your belongings without asking. Anger is felt because you understand the concept of stealing, which you understand because you understand the concept of ownership, and so on. All knowledge can be broken down further, but the axioms cannot. How would one attempt to further break down existence? What is beyond existence? Non-existence? There is no non-existence. It doesn't exist. There is no contrast, no further referent than existence. You cannot reduce it anymore. For a demonstrative dialogue, I will refer you to page 9 of Objectivist philosopher Leonard Peikoff's book, Objectivism, The Philosophy of Ayn Rand. I will include that excerpt in the transcript of this video, which will be located in the description. To keep this video from getting too long, I will end it here. I've named the 3 axioms, described why they are axioms, and in a short and simple manner explained their validations. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.